we are familiar with today's topic, a world that works for everybody. All right. Let's take a second to just envision or feel what that would be like. What is that like? This morning, I had this idea, and with our technology going where it is, and things like AI, you can really ask it anything, and it gives you some pretty smart answers. And I asked my AI, it's called Gemini on the Samsung phone. Hey AI, what are some different religious quotes about a world that we're in? And it actually gave me a few from different religions, and I thought I'd share these. And it's funny because it tells you what religion it's from, and no matter what religion it's from, it's not complex, it's not hard. Check it out. From Christianity, love your neighbor as yourself. Wow. Okay. That's an easy one. Here's another one. Islam. Verily, we have created you from a single pair. Made you peoples and tribes, that ye may know one another, not that ye may despise one another. That's in the Quran. Judaism. Love your neighbor as yourself. Folks, I feel like I've heard these words since I was a kid. Okay, here's another one. Hinduism. This Atman is Brahman. This means that the individual soul, the Atman, is ultimately identical to the universal soul, Brahman, emphasizing the interconnectedness of all beings. Then we have Buddhism. Hurt not others in ways that you yourself are hurtful. I swear they teach that in preschool. Sikhism. Recognize the whole human race as one. Doesn't that sound familiar? All in different parts of the world, different groups have one common belief. And it's a world that works for everybody. For everybody. Who had a hard time in elementary school with the other kids?
What?
Who had a hard time in elementary school with other kids? Or junior high school? Yeah, I did. School was not part of the world that works for everybody. Let me tell you, man. Wow, that's tough. I got into more fights in school than outside school. That was tough. That was tough. But we made it. We learned. We learned. Some of us still learning. And we look at the outside world today, and we look on the news, and definitely find out that some people are still learning. And it almost hurts to see where some people are in this. Politics. We have our politics. Our voting is in how long?
10 days. 9 days.
Yeah. Thank you for saying that all kindly. Togetherness, yes. And, states, and I don't even know how many more when we had the territories and all that. And it's supposed to be the United States of America. 50. Has anybody driven through these United States? I haven't been through all 50, but I've been through a lot. I can tell you. A lot of different ideas, a lot of different opinions, and unfortunately, a lot of people don't. It's a world that works for everyone. And that's just one country, folks. We've got a whole world. It's got to work on it. I know when I come in here, as a matter of fact, since the very first time I came through those doors, 7, 8 years ago now, I knew this place was a place that worked for everybody. it was going that direction. Everybody has not been in here, which we're working on that. Right? We're gonna fill these up and get everybody here. But I knew coming through those doors, this was gonna support that. I already knew this place was so love and the progressive thoughts and the way everybody can get along here. The healing I had stepping into a building knowing that I was accepted. Look at the way I am up here today. I am so proud of not just myself, but everyone who has given me the space to be seen, to be heard, in the way I've always wanted to be. And to me, that is, in my world, for me, in my individual space, a world that is working for me. And I feel like every time I look at y'all, I get that. And I feel that when you two are sitting there and there and there, I've created this space for everybody around you. And that's so important because you go out into this world, in this community, and you create that space for them. Now, I want you guys to, one, envision what you bring here, that experience you shared with people like me, yourselves, what that can feel like in the day-to-day places you go. To the market, sharing the road, the highway, to the classrooms, buildings, the DMV, the lines you stand in. We can hold space for everybody else. Now, we're not creating that space for everybody else because we're not people pleasers here. We're not in that business. A lot of us used to be, and some of us are learning not to. But this is your space too. We're doing it for ourselves. This world has got to work for each one of you individually too. But just really take that moment to envision what it feels through your body. Feel it through your mind. Now pick that happening in places you're not. Places you used to be. You were in that DMV. You were in that line. You brought the peace that is you. You were the demonstration of that, the example. You didn't have to preach to anybody. You just showed up peacefully. You showed up being who you are. And when you left an impression. That's what we do. We are the demonstration of that. Did you hear that fall right there, right at that moment? You are the demonstration of that. It's important for y'all to hear that. We are walking demonstrations of it. We want world peace. I think most of us want world peace.
Yeah.
I do. Sometimes we can't even find that peace under our own roofs. It may seem like a far reach. But you show up every day, every minute that you show up, you are that demonstration. And I want you to give yourself credit for that. It's not easy. It's not. When you have stresses like our bills, how important it is to go to work and just make money, and then other things seem unimportant, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna blow by this yellow light and, you know, cut this car off, and that doesn't seem important at all compared to getting to work on time because you were late last week and you can't be late again this week. So that you left this guy with some road rage and stuff like that. Some things could feel very small and unimportant. But we're creating that world that works for everybody, including that guy you just cut off and he's giving you one of his 5 fingers. You know. Give it up. So, in the light of a world that works for everybody, And notice I keep saying to drive this home. I want to give a meditation, not a meditation, but just a go inside kind of moment where we can just close. And what we're going to do together is wash away what's not working. We're going to rinse it away, wash it away. What do you feel like in this world is not working for everybody? Okay, so just gather and breathe in peace and exhale those thoughts that are not working, that are not serving you, yourself, your loved ones, the world around you, the world far away, the other side of the world. Peace in, chaos out. Love in, war out. Appreciation of differences, cultures, and ideas. Hatred, division, out. Imagine the only borders that exist were those of cultural borders. On one side, you have smiles, serving warm, flavored potatoes, chips, burgers, pizza. On the other side of the cultural border, there's tacos and burritos. We can look at our neighbors, see smiles. We see celebrations, the different costumes, the different types of music, the different skin colors, the different lovers. And know that your way of life is not threatened by any of this. It's an expansion. It's a learning. It's an appreciation. It's something you get to take a part of. It's another opportunity, another chance to learn more in this one lifetime that we, for a fact, we are living right here, right now. We get to embrace the differences, knowing it is your choice, and you choose to do that. You choose peace. You choose love. You choose to learn. Yes, you are one of those people. The people who make this world a great place, a loving place, a caring place. It's a place where babies are born into a world where they're safe, where the animals are safe, where beautiful plants get watered and grow. This, to me, in my mind, is a world that works for everybody. Everybody, everything. Now go ahead and take that feeling. Same way, release our prayers. Release this into the world and the air around you, the space around you, the universe. Let the world reciprocate that. Let the God inside you recognize that. With God, that connection with God that is the universe. Release that thought into the universe, because that is where we need to go right now. I'm sorry, not need, but this is what we recognize as what we want for the world we live in, for our grandchildren, for ourselves if we are reborn again. If I got to go to school again, get along with the kids this time. That was tough. If I'm going through that again, I want a better experience, you know? But let's take that with us. Let's give it away. And we're gonna give it away because where we get it from is an infinite source. So we don't have to be, penny pinching on that or anything. Give away. And be a part of it. And that's the message. I really want to drive home today. Andy was supposed to be up here delivering this message, but when I heard the title, I was such a fan of it. I just sat in that thought so many times this week. I thought of how many different ways can I create or put out into the world my idea of what works for everybody. And so that's what I did. I sat there in peace, even went to the beach twice. Thank you, Lainey, because that was beautiful and sounded just like the Ventura Beach where I was twice this past week, and put my feet in the water, and with every thought and every exhale, I let that thought go. I felt the inner peace. And just like our song, at the end of the day, peace begins with who?
Me.
Right. So, that is today's talk, and your homework will be to do just that. Send that piece you got in here, be the demonstration, share it. It's Devin approved. I loved what I saw in here from every one of you, and it's approved for the world. It's ready to be out there and go out. So let's do that, okay, folks? And that's our job.
Thank you, Devin.